Someone said something on our video this week, Kev. I'm talking about the guy who directed a comment at me.
Oh, yeah. You see what you've done? Sam's eating carrots now. It's your fault.
The one time a week when I get to eat biscuits.
I bet they watched one of the Led Zeppelin videos and then watched it.
I don't think so. I think he's new to the channel, wasn't he? He wasn't like
Well, yeah, but they've got access to them all.
Yeah, but I mean, he was right.
Well,
and he did say it in a non-mean way.
Well, he said, I don't mean to be mean, but
so I'm going to eat carrots from
I'm
now
not
on.
racist, but that is,
I'm going to be eating carrots from now on.
Yeah, he's going to do it really loudly while I'm talking. It's like when we did the theremin thing. That was great, that one. It just really annoyed people.
Anything else interesting come up in the comments?
Well, we did have there was some couple of Mr. Bungle comments, which are always good. I think we've actually gained 2 good viewers there, so that's really cool.
Yeah,
people. I have got this sense though that fans of 90s music are much more aggressive than the proggers. That's their initial standpoint when they start is often really standoffish and this is fucking awful. And I mean, I don't mean these guys particularly because we've had conversation. It's really cool, But that seems to be a fairly consistent thing. When you think about the 90s bands we've reviewed, whether we've liked them or not. Obviously, we've not. I mean, Nirvana. I think. I think with Nirvana, actually, we touched a nerve on something that was true. Actually, I think maybe, but and Mr. Bungle, which we just raved about. We've had a lot of complaints about our review of California because we said it wasn't as good as the other two. Not that it wasn't good, but, Oh yeah, you remember the comment about Faith No More? This is a ridiculous review because any notion that this album is flawed in any way is absurd.
Everyone pack up and go home. Faith No More have cracked it forever.
Yeah, and we were just about to review Mr. Bungle. And then suddenly Faith No More is like...
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it's an age thing?
No, I think it's the fact that we've only reviewed 90s albums that we're generally taking the mickey out of. That we don't actually like.
I'm trying to think what 90s music we've done.
Oasis
and Nirvana.
Although Oasis was a very serious review.
We had a comment saying, "Oh yeah, great review, great classic album, thanks." Were they? I don't know. Did they watch the review or did I don't know?
I don't know what other 90s. Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah. We were really complimentary about Guns N' Roses. We were quite surprised how good it was. We expected it to be sort of a bit living in the 90s with no vowels.
So really, I mean, we haven't had a very.
We haven't done Nickleback.
Yeah.
It's just too.
Was that the 90s or was that?
Yeah, it's 90s. Yeah, like late 90s. I've seen them live. That's probably the worst concert I've ever been to. Was Nickleback because it just sounded like the record. It was quite quiet. It wasn't very loud. This was at the NEC, so which is a big. I think they call it a shed. It's the arena. So the sound's never very good there. Anyway, it's too big. And it was just plastic. It was just pretend. It was like, you could see that the people there. It was like people who want to. It's rock music for people who don't like rock music. If you want to pretend you like rock music, then you can go and see Nickelback. And I know it's such a stereotype to slag them off when they sound exactly like Nirvana. But I'm sure a Nirvana concert wouldn't have been like that. I'm sure a Nirvana concert would have been very exciting and stuff would have happened. Oh my God, what's gone wrong? He fell over. Someone's stage surfing something, or I don't know, crowd surfing. But it was just awful. And we bought an official T-shirt, right? And as we got to our seats, I didn't buy it. My wife bought the bloody T-shirt, right? As we got to our seats, the picture started flaking off. Right, so afterwards we went outside, got a dodgy T-shirt, and she's still got that. the official T-shirt she has to keep in a plastic bag put away somewhere because it'll just fall off. And I genuinely, this is not a joke. I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, it's great to be here in Birmingham." I mean, actually, the Spinal Tap thing in The Simpsons, and he said, "Oh, I'm so drunk. I'm so hungover. I was drinking all night last night in Broad Street." And he genuinely hesitated and looked at the floor. Genuinely, I'm not exaggerating. It's actually pretend rock music. But yeah, because it's cool to be drunk. Of course he isn't. So he has to be not drunk, so he can sound exactly the same. And I played for an hour with nothing, with no nothing. Just the songs that people know that all sound the same.
Wow, speaking of it, I'm going to go watch Michael McIntyre this week.
Oh yeah, similar sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
And yet, with comedy,
you
unless it's really broad, you can usually enjoy it. And I think Michael McIntyre will enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Sandler or something. That's too far. That's just awful, horrible.
Well, there are a lot of also run comedians in the UK that are quite popular.
Well,
and they tend to come from Mock the Week.
Well, I mean, I think really we're stand-up comedian purists. We like the very best in the world ever. Very, very top. We only listen to the Beatles. It's like that, isn't it? We like Stuart Lee and Bill Hicks, and that's it.
I don't know. I'll go for a bit of Carrot.
Yeah.
Obviously,
and Jasper Carrot is very light and silly, actually, and it's surprising going back to that.
Lollipop the Psychopath Cat is probably one of the funniest things I have ever heard.
Yeah, and the mole hunting.
Yeah.
But that's a local thing, isn't it? So that's different.
I suppose.
That's like liking Judas Priest. Comedy is very subjective.
We're like comedy snobs, I suppose.
Yeah. So I mean, actually, the way we are with comedy, in that we don't really know much about it, but we like Spinal Tap, and we like South Park, and we like Bill Hicks, and we like Stuart Lee.
You say that. I watched a few episodes of South Park because I signed up to Now TV.
Oh yeah.
I got the free trial on that because I thought I'll give Game of Thrones a try. Someone told me it's on Now TV. I'll do the free trial. I'll check it out. If I'm up for it, I'll sign up for a couple of months. Anyway, Game of Thrones wasn't on there. It said starting 1st of June. Come back 1st of June if you want to watch it, which is annoying. Yeah. So I had a look what was on there, and I watched two things. Yeah, South Park. No, three things. South Park, the two Ronnies.
Hey.
Yeah, and the Orville. Now South Park was the episodes I watched was Cartman and the Coon. When he's lighting the Coon and Mysterio.
Yeah. Is it?
That's series 13, I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
So it's not. It's about to get better, I think.
Is it? Because it did feel pretty flat to me. I've seen the character of the Coon. Is that in the computer game?
I think it's in the new one. I haven't played the new one. I played the previous one.
So I assumed that was going to be like one of the awesome ones. But that was pretty flat. And the Orville.
You don't like the Orville?
It's not. I don't like it. It's so meh. It's not really funny.
Well, this is the thing. The Orville, right, is Star Trek. That's what.
Yeah.
It's actually Star. And basically, he can do what he likes. I want to make Star Trek. Okay, you can make Star Trek. Well, he got some jokes, and I'll put some jokes in, whatever. But it's Star Trek. And the episodes, as they go along, you realise, that's Star Trek, isn't it? But,
yeah.
And it's great. And you've got silly jokes in it, and it's all blue and light. And the opposite of the thing that's called Star Trek, which is all dark. Everything has to be dark, and the Klingons are these sort of monsters. And
I watched the episode last night. It was directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
And also, that Jonathan Frakes one is the big massive ship, isn't it?
With the planet inside.
Yeah,
which is a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, and then the one after it I watched was the one with Charlize Theron. I don't know why.
Yeah.
What the deal is between those? She was in his film. So
I thought Charlize Theron was the other woman in it, and then when she was in it, I realised it wasn't her. It was someone else. It's the one who was in the thing.
But it's sort of I remember Star Trek being a lot more substantial than that.
Is it?
Or maybe I'll go back. I'll probably
Maybe, I don't know.
again, but
Possibly.
the story seemed bigger and and have more to them. These were just sort of like very, very throwaway.
Yeah, back in the day, TNG felt like a movie every week.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
probably doesn't. But then again, I haven't watched it for so long. I think that the double episodes of TNG are fantastic. I suspect that's what it is.
yeah. The Borg. Yeah. So yeah.
There are 4 lights. That's a good one. With the Kardashians.
Yeah. I used to even like Deep Space Nine. Voyager was too far for me.
Well, Voyager was just.
It was crap.
It was crap. Yeah. It was just trying to do TNG again. Oh, we've gone so far out. Great idea. Well, they're going so far out. Okay, forget all of that Star Trek business. Something different. And what do they find? What is out there? The final frontier. Finding new life, new civilizations, boldly going where no one has gone before. What are they going to find? There's lots of aliens with little bumps on their head, with the same problems everyone else has. Oh well.
I'll tell you what was really disappointing about it was Tuvok, the Vulcan. You think, yes, a Vulcan, yes. And he was security officer, wasn't he, or something like that? What?
And Tom Paris.
Tom Paris.
He's just a brilliant pilot, and he's just he's
a little bit
on the wrong side of the tracks, and he's the most more boring man. Banal.
What was the second in command called with the? He was part of the Resistance.
Chakotay.
Chakotay. He was all right.
Yeah, a couple of okay, and you had Blana.
I don't know who that was.
Blana was the Klingon.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Kim.
Oh.
Who is Harry Kim? Nobody. He's just.
He was in. He was in an episode of the Orville.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Wow, we are really geeky.
I think that the Orville. I think it's just the whole thing's endearing. You have, and I think it might get better. When I watched one episode, it was what I expected, and it was, but by the sounds of things, you already got to the better bits.
I mean, it is amazing how quickly the story develops. So, the first thing you see is his wife sleeping with someone else.
Yeah.
And then within 25 minutes, they're working together after divorcing and separating for a year.
Yeah.
Not even 25 minutes, I think it was 15.
That's the most boring part of the story. The two main characters are the most boring part of the thing. But I think it's a juxtaposition, isn't it? You get proper serious Star Trekness. I mean, Enterprise, so boring. That dry, serious. I mean, just remember Gene Roddenberry didn't want any flaws in the characters in TNG because it's the future and everything's perfect. It's very difficult to write for. And as he died, and the other good people took over, and then they took that so seriously when they should have shook it up a bit. Probably they didn't. They just sort of.
I thought the guy who made the Next Generation was the guy who made Battlestar Galactica. What's his name?
It's not Rick Bergman, is it?
No.
I don't know.
I'm going to look at that.
But yeah, I mean, Battlestar answered a lot of those questions in what should it have done. It probably should have gone that way, but kept it solid, not just dark like the new one. It's just dark, monsters, explosions. But yeah, the Orville, it's that just a juxtaposition. You've got serious Star Trek moralising dialogue. I imagine would really anger people now. I mean, there's a whole political movement against that kind of thing now, isn't there? But you've got that, and then someone's leg falls out of the sky. Admittedly, that's probably the funniest bit in the whole series is the bit with the leg. And they're not great jokes. It's just the fact that they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, Ronald D. Moore did Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek DS9, and Battlestar Galactica, and Outlander. I don't know what Outlander is.
I'm sure he wasn't was he a producer or was it just writer?
Screenwriter, television producer. Maybe
he just wrote some TNG. Well,
Star Trek Next Generation.
People blame Rick Bergman for Star Trek getting bland, and the argument is it's not really his fault. I mean, obviously, Star Trek Nemesis was bafflingly bad, but in the end, TNG just wasn't suited to movies. Those characters just don't fit in that kind of action movie thing.
He was promoted to okay. So he was co-producer, then producer for the final year.
Oh, good.
Anyway.
Well, final year of TNG is brilliant, though.
Yeah.
That's probably the best. It's better than the.
Better
than the original series.
Let's face it. Battlestar Galactica is an amazing series right up until the last episode.
And then, I don't know, something. She disappears and on the planet.
Oh God! Frack this. What?
Can't think of anything.
You can't bail out like that.
Yeah, and then they had the. We're going to reveal all the secrets. Special 90-minute special after that. It was just nothing. Random clips of stuff.
So disappointing that is. I mean, it was like Lost all over again. At that point, I questioned whether a TV series could ever live up to its potential, its anticipated potential. I think the problem is TV series don't get started with the end goal in sight.
No, that's not how you write.
No, they just like create layers and layers of what's happening here, which is what happened with Lost.
Yeah.
And then they create themselves an impossible scenario for themselves to write out of. The only one that actually did it was Breaking Bad.
Which I've not seen. I've still not seen it.
Unbelievable, Kev. It's amazing.
I'd sit down and watch that.
It is really, really good. Drunk on my coffee. Okay, have we got any chat there that we can actually use?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I think that was great. Star Trek. Nerd chat.
The Star Trek episode.
We called it the Wenton Nerd. Because, of course, we're not normally nerdy at all, are we? Because music nerdism is different.
Revealed our inner nerdiness.
You'd never have guessed that we were nerds.
No.
I don't think.
No.